We have some news items to touch on here on the channel as we're now 48 hours away from the start of the 25-26 OHL regular season. All 20 teams right now making those final adjustments as they prepare for the upcoming season. And two teams decided to come together in a trade, and that's the Sudbury Wolves and the Owen Sound Attack. Sudbury has sent defenseman Noah Roberts to the Attack for 3 draft picks, a third in 2026 and then 2/5, one being in 2028 and one in 2029. So Noah Roberts, he's an overage defenseman coming over in this trade. So he's going to be one of the veterans on this young Attack team. But remember, Roberts was acquired at the OHL trade deadline back in January. The Wolves, they picked him up from the Brantford Bulldogs. And after that trade, it just seemed off. Roberts just not getting into the swing of things there. 28 games, just 5 assists, minus 18. What he was doing in Brantford just didn't seem to carry over with Sudbury, because before that trade, 37 games, 4 goals, 8 assists, 12 points. Mind you, his game has never really been on the offensive side. He's more of that stay-at-home defenseman, but we were starting to see points from Noah Roberts with the Brantford Bulldogs up until that trade, and then with Sudbury, the goal scoring faded, and all he had were those 5 assists. So maybe a change of scenery here is what is in order for Noah Roberts playing for this Attack team, who he'll only be one of 2 overagers on the team this year. Lenny Greenberg is the other OA on this team, and he was signed as a free agent during last season. So it's a sign of the times, I think, with the Ontario Hockey League. Is this time of year we're usually talking about battles for overage positions, because you're allowed to have up to 3 in your lineup, and then you can have a 4th as a healthy scratch as they try to make a decision on who their overagers are going to be. But this year we're seeing on multiple teams that they've already figured out their 3 OAs, or they don't even have 3 OAs, much like the Owen Sound Attack. And we're also seeing free agents being signed, like Kingston and London. They've signed free agent overagers for this season. So it is a much different look. And for the Owen Sound Attack, they've also made some adjustments, releasing players like Gabriel Smith, Ben Cormier, Declan Waddick. They've all been released from this lineup. Cormier, the only player that has found a home on another team with the Oshawa Generals. But the Attack are going to have a whole new look, and looking to Noah Roberts to be that veteran presence. Now, for Sudbury, it's quite the difference with this trade. Yes, they're getting 3 draft picks back, but what they gave up to acquire Roberts at last year's trade deadline, 2 second-round picks, one being Kitchener's second rounder in 2027, and then their own in 28. And they also gave up a 3rd-round pick in 2026. So they recoup one of those 3rd-round picks in this trade, but still, it would be nice, I think, for Sudbury if they had maybe one of those 2nd-round picks still going forward. So we'll see how this all shapes up. Now, the CHL Top 10 rankings have been released, the preseason edition. I know this can cause some debate among junior hockey fans, seeing which teams are included and which are not. But it's kind of strange. The London Knights are not one of the teams represented from the OHL. There's 4 teams: the Brantford Bulldogs, Windsor Spitfires, Kitchener Rangers, and Niagara IceDogs. So the top team in the CHL Top 10 ranking were the Blainville-Boisbriand Armada from the Quebec Maritime Junior Hockey League. And then it's the Brantford Bulldogs at 2, and then the Spokane Chiefs at 3, representing the Western Hockey League. So that's your top 3, and then you've got Windsor at 5, the Kitchener Rangers at 7, and Niagara rounds out the ranking at number 10. To note, the Kelowna Rockets, who are the host for the 2026 Memorial Cup, they came in 9th. Usually we see the Memorial Cup hosts higher in the CHL Top 10 rankings, which this edition is put together by NHL Central Scouting. They're looking at the NHL prospects on the rosters and the upcoming players, like, say, Ryan Robrick of the IceDogs. So Central Scouting puts together this first list, and then as we go through the season, it starts to be factored into the results on the ice. But like I said, still kind of strange not seeing the London Knights mentioned. This is like the first time, I think, since the channel started that we haven't had the London Knights in the CHL Top 10. Now, we're going to continue talking about the Brantford Bulldogs, because it was announced this morning that the Brantford and District Civic Centre is going to have a new name. They announced this morning a deal with TD. So it's going to become the TD Civic Centre starting this weekend for the Brantford Bulldogs home opener when they face the Peterborough Petes on Saturday. And we see this across the Ontario Hockey League, where you get the naming rights on buildings, and the Civic Centre is no exception. So it's kind of nice that they're keeping it the Civic Centre, which it's known for, and it's also got the nickname the Madhouse. I'm sure that'll still be a reference here. Maybe it'll be the TD Madhouse is how they're going to start promoting it. But it's a multi-year deal. And of course, the city of Brantford right now in the process of building a brand new arena. And we'll have to wait and see if this naming rights deal will then carry over to the new facility, which is being built right next to the Civic Center. So I know there's a lot of fans who don't like having the corporate names on buildings such as this, but it helps with the finances for a city and whatnot, and it helps cover some expenses. So it'll take some time to get used to, and we're also going to start seeing now TD patches on select Brantford Bulldogs jerseys. So a bit of a change there. And sticking with jerseys, we mentioned last week how the Kingston Frontenacs are still waiting for their Under Armour jerseys. Well, in an update from the team, they have secured some CCM jerseys from previous seasons, so they're ready for opening night against Ottawa on Friday. Still no confirmation if the new jerseys have arrived. It's because of the metallic color in the jersey, which was causing some issues and resulted in delays. It's from what I'm hearing, it's 4 teams in the Canadian Hockey League that have had some jersey delays because of this metallic material, and it just so happens that the Kingston Frontenacs are one of them. And they've been wearing those practice jerseys throughout training camp, but they said they will bring out the CCM jerseys if necessary. So just a quick update when it comes to uniforms. So that's how I see it from the booth. A quick news update here, and just an update for the channel. We're going to continue, or resume rather, the broadcaster interviews here on the channel. The Guelph Storm are in Barrie on Saturday, so stay tuned. We're going to have an interview with one of the broadcast members of the Guelph Storm. That video should be posted tomorrow, so keep an eye on that. And we also have an interview with a member of the Barrie Colts organization coming out before the end of the week. So stay tuned for that. And if you want to be notified when those interviews are posted, you can click subscribe and stay tuned for what's in store here on the channel as we get ready for the upcoming season. And don't forget to hit like and subscribe, and we'll talk to you again soon.